Morning, y'all. We're back outside. So today's a cool day. Just got done walking the daughter to the school, and now it's time to I'm gonna take you guys with me. We're gonna plan the Appalachian trip. There we go. What up, friends? What up? I'm Nick from Back Outside with Nick and Rye. How you guys doing? So question, have you ever wanted to section hike the Appalachian Trail but you just didn't know where to start? Didn't know where to plan it. Whether you wanted to do 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month. Didn't know where to start. Well, we're gonna be doing a week. Oh, so I want to point out real quick. So the camera is up here, and my first monitor is right here. It's a pretty large monitor right here, and then my second monitor is over here. So when you see me looking around and whatnot, and then Twitch chat is over on this side as well. So I live in Maryland, and me and my daughter are gonna start section hiking the Appalachian Trail, and our first hike is coming up in a little over what is it, like 60 days or something like that. And we're gonna be doing Maryland. So I'm just gonna kind of go over on what I've done so far to plan this trip for free. You know, because everybody loves free. 2019 especially. Motherfuckers love free. I want to put this on YouTube. I'll cut that out. We can't be cussing on the YouTubes, alright? This is what we got. You're gonna want to find the trail in your state, or whichever state you want to do. Look how big PA is. That's gonna be a long hike, dude. So I'm doing Maryland first because it's the shortest, it's the closest. I live around Baltimore area, so I mean we're right here, right? It's like an hour and a half drive out to get to the trail. So first thing you're gonna do, especially, is find out where you're at on the trail, right? Where you want to hike, where you want to go. So I've kind of studied it. I've already made a thing, and I know that it ends in Harper's Ferry, right? So we'll be coming through Maryland, and then you cross the bridge over the Potomac, and boom, you're in Harper's Ferry. So you leave Maryland and you enter West Virginia, and that's gonna be sweet because you're coming down this big hill. So I'm gonna do that. How do you know you're coming down the big hill? Well, if you zoom in, they got all kinds of shit. You got pictures. You click on it and you look at pictures. Like, check this out: 1,328 pictures from this area. So you got all the pictures you can dream of. Look, this guy took a whole 3D thing. So I already know this is where I want to finish, right? This is Weaverton Cliffs. You can see it for free. It's all free. Just google.com, go to maps. So you already know, like, alright, so I'll be hiking down this trail. I'll be in the woods for like a week, and I'll come out of this trail and I'll just see this, and I'll see this town down there, and like, alright, that's where I want to finish. Right, that's gonna be sweet. That's gonna be so cool. Awesome. But yeah, massive amounts of pictures. You don't have to use gut hook. Gut hook is good if you're doing like a through hike and you're out there on the trail and you don't have access to stuff like this. But if you're only going for like a week or less, you can plan it all for free, 100%. So yeah, just massive amounts of pictures from the trail in that area. I think this spot is a little out of the way from the trail. The trail's down here, it kind of loops around and it goes across the bridge. But yeah, looks like a cool spot. What we got going on? So I want to finish my hike here because that would be a good finish. And then the people that have, my parents, are going to be coming to pick me up. My mom, my daughter's grandmother, will be coming to pick us up, right, on like day 7 or 8. I think it's day 8. And we'll just have them meet us here early. And on that day, we'll come walking across the bridge and meet them and spend the day in Harper's Ferry and have a good time. So that's where we're going to end our hike. Now I'm just going to start following the trail up and see where it goes. And you see for free, like you can see there's a shelter. Now, this is just Google showing you this stuff, right? Show you all kinds of cool things. Just follow the trail. So here's a treehouse campground. You can make reservations there on a night if you knew when you're going to be there, or you can stay at the free shelters. Pretty neat. It was Rocky Run Trail Shelter. Appalachian Trail Rocky Run Shelter. So it shows you this stuff, right? Pretty cool. The Del Green Campground. Now if you click on this stuff, they got reviews, like I said, pictures. You even have reviews. Clean bathrooms, hot showers, only hot showers on the Appalachian Trail, tent pads with individual fire pits, picnic table, and a mile hike to Old South Mountain Inn. There's Old South Mountain Inn, right? So it's pretty neat. And it's free, not to mention. Forgot to mention that part. 100% free there. Let's look at some of their pictures. This is a free campground. Like, this is sweet, dude. So, sounds good. Check this guy out. He's just chilling. Picnic table out here. There's fire pits, benches. And then, from what I read, one of the... How do you get out of these pictures? One of the reviews I saw said that they also have electric, so you can charge your phone. There he is. A great stop for backpackers. Bathhouse with showers, tent pads, and plenty of flat grassy area for additional tents, all free. This place has hot showers, flushing toilets, power outlets, tent pads, bare pole, table, plus pizza delivery or fine dining at the road ahead. Wow! What? Yo! So you could... What? We're about to order some pizza, bro. Are you serious? You could just hike right over here to the trail, to the set up camp down here, hike right out to the road to meet the pizza man. Oh boy, that's exciting. So you just keep following the trail. You see what's going on. Mount Washington Monument. Right now, this looks pretty neat. I've never seen that, but we will. Look at the view. This is all like free pictures. You can walk up in it. Wow. Right now, this is just showing you all this stuff for free. This is the trail. Ooh, the trail looks nice around that area. I mean, you almost feel like you hiked the trail just by looking at Google. Yeah, so totally free. Just check out Google and your GG. Plan your trip. Show you a couple other things here. Alright, so we're gonna go to the beginning, and I'll show you how I did this. Like I said, just follow the trail to figure out where you want to go, how you want to hike it, right? And map it out from there. And I'll show you how to map it out. You just need a start and finish point. You have to find your start, where you want to start, where you want to finish. When you go to get a permit, which you don't have to get a permit, but if you go to get your section hike permit, now through hiker you want to get a permit, you know, so they know you're alive. If you're doing a short section hike, you don't necessarily need a permit, but I'm doing it since I'm taking my 6-year-old daughter. I just want as many people as I can to know where I'm at when I'm there, you know? I have my daughter with me. So here's Penmar. Right, we got Pennsylvania and Maryland. I know I want to do the whole Maryland stretch, so this is where we'll be. We got Penmar Visitor Center. That's the closest thing I see, because if you come over here, it's just like this weird ass road. Right? I kind of don't want to just park on the side of a road, but they have a whole Penmar Visitor Center right here. So, where we're going to park the car. Sounds good. Now we're going to look at Penmar Visitor Park, or Penmar Park Visitor Center. Right? Of course, like we said, they got pictures. Lots of pictures. Pretty cool. You check out Vanilla Gorilla on YouTube. He did the exact same hike I'm getting ready to do. He started at Penmar Visitor Center and went to whatchamacallit, Harper's Ferry. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And we're also like right in the middle of the trail, right? Like look at this, 1,080 miles this way to Maine, 920 to Georgia. So it's just a perfect spot to start. We'll knock out this Maryland stretch, and then we'll just start on one side of Maryland and go to Georgia, and then start on the other side of Maryland and PA and go to Maine. Pretty sweet. So this is where we're going to be staying. Not staying, but this is where we're going to show up. This is where we'll be getting dropped off. I'm going to get dropped off here, right? And then you can look at stuff like you can do directions from here, and if you click on hiking and then zoom back in, you can move this. You can move this and it'll follow the trail. Yeah, it follows the trail and it tells you it's a 5-minute hike. 0.2 miles. I want to come up here to this Appalachian Trail, the trailhead, because, you know, I want to get my picture, and get me and the little ones our picture, you know, the Appalachian Trail, Maryland, Pennsylvania sign. We're going to be hiking up here, right? So it's 0.3 miles, it's like 6 minutes, you know, 5 minutes up the thing real quick. Where'd it go? I wanted to click on it. There we go. So there's a sign, Mason-Dixon sign with the mailbox and all that, right? I want to get my picture there, me and my daughter. This is showing you know you can park, you can literally park like right next to this thing, and get your picture. I'm not sure what the mailboxes are all about. I would like to know the history on that. Sounds just interesting. Appalachian Trail, Maine to Georgia. Wow, that's a cool sign. That's awesome. Your trail register. You're walking on old trolley line just in back Jim's popcorn stand, ice cream, hot cold sandwiches. Besides Jim's was trolley station, also Penmar post office. This was in early 1900s. Oh, there's even a museum in there. Wow. Man, so you could just have a cool day just on the first day. Yep, so anyway, that's where we're gonna be starting. Now you can write it down on paper or however you want. I started a Google document because I'm just used to doing that. I'm getting pretty good at it. Trying to learn my Google Doc skills. But yeah, you see how that works? You can just have this follow you right along. I'll tell you how far. So we'll hike that, get pictures with the family and whatnot, and then we'll come back. Well, I think first where we're gonna go. Now, like I said, you follow this along, and it just shows you stuff. So if we follow this trail down a little bit, we'll have High Rock, right? Which is a big location. I got over 900 pictures of this place. This is High Rock, PA. What do you call that? Parasailing, paragliding, or parachuting, or whatever the hell they call it. This is where you run off the edge with your parachute, and they glide across the lands. Oh my goodness. People in Walmart in the woods. Oh my gosh. It's the people in Walmart in the woods. See if I can send this to Jake from Casually Extreme Outdoors. Oh my god, I can't save that pic. Yeah, I wonder if he's watching. Yeah, it's the people in Walmart in the motherfucking woods. Alright. So you jump off the edge with your parachute. Of course, I ain't fucking doing that. I'm not retarded. This is where they got your ledge and everything. You sit down, you get on the ledge, and you fucking jump. You ain't finding me jumping. Crazy motherfucker. But it's a beautiful view. Check this out. People have graffitied it all up. Some people like the graffiti. I'm not a big graffiti fan, to be honest. It just looks like shit. Maybe if it was good graffiti, had a meaning to it, like some kind of moral, or I don't know, kind of cool thing, but just, you know, people fucking painting their names all over it just looks like absolute dog shit. Man, that's a cool picture. Fuck, I wonder if that's his profile picture. That's a tight ass picture, dude. That looks like a fucking album cover. Damn. So many pictures. This is free, like you don't have to pay no money for Gut Hook app and all that. There's people at Walmart again, in the woods. Talking about free stuff, man. So, alright, so I guess it's time to pull out. So I made this Google Doc. I've been working on this thing for like 2 weeks. You don't have to do it like this. This is so that, like, cause like I said, I'm taking my 6-year-old daughter, so I want my family and her mom and everybody to know where we're at. So this is my Maryland Appalachian Trail southbound section hike, approximately 40 miles. I have it set up. So, you know, get it all planned out, figure out what you want to do, get a good map in your head. You can just write it down on paper, whatever. So the first night, I know I want to park just past the visitor center at High Point Overlook. So as soon as we, we're going up here with the family, they're gonna drop us off. So we're just gonna immediately get the family to go to High Rock Overlook, since it's pretty close to where they're dropping us off, right? It's really not far, it's right down the street. And then this is a lot of trail right here that we won't have to hike uphill. You can only imagine that's all uphill, right? We won't have to hike that, me and Riley, once we're out. So we're gonna have the family park here. We'll hang out here for a second, get some pictures and whatnot, and then we'll come over here with the family, right? We get our pictures there, and then we're gonna go to park at the visitor park and hike to the Maryland Appalachian trailhead. The other thing we're looking at, the picture of the Maryland Dixon line up there. That'll be cool. And then from there, we'll walk back to the car, say goodbyes, me and Riley get our stuff, and we'll start heading to West Virginia. So, how do you figure out where you want to stay, right? Alright. So I don't know if I measured it from the trailhead or from the car. But anyway, I'm going to go to directions from here, hiking, right? And then just start hiking the trail. Pretend you're hiking, right? Move it along the trail, and watch the thing. So this is like 10 minutes. I'm keeping in mind that I'm going to have a 6-year-old with me, right? I'm walking, we're going to see how close it is to the first thing. It might take a little bit longer, but like I said, it's free. So see, look, we're already at 2 miles, and we're at High Rock. So High Rock is about 2 miles away from the thing. Instead of having to hike up the hill and back down, we're just going to walk past it, because we just saw that. We're going to keep hiking. We're at 2.5 miles so far, 3 miles. Here's a river crossing. We're in 3.5 miles, and we'll come to a river crossing where you can just chill out, take a break. We've been walking for a little over an hour now. Cool. Alright, we'll pack up, we'll keep hiking. Good spot for lunch up there. Then you come to Raven Rock Appalachian Shelter, about 4.7 miles. And so we're hiking approximately 4.5 miles and setting up camp for the night around Raven Rock Appalachian Shelter. Right, so I wrote that down because I was looking at the map and I was like, alright, that's about 4.5, pushing 5 miles with the hike up there to the trailhead and whatnot. So you're about 5 miles in this day. That's enough for the 6-year-old, hopefully. She won't be too tired. Hopefully she can make that. It doesn't seem too bad. And then from there, I just added links to like a map to the Raven Rock Shelter. So if my family clicks on that, it takes them right here. It takes them exactly to the screen, right? It shows them the Raven Rock Shelter and everything. So all they gotta do is click on directions, and wherever they're at, it'll straight up give them directions to the closest road from wherever they're at in the world, right? And then, so that's cool. That's where we'll spend our first night. So I was like, alright, so we're gonna spend our first night here, blah blah blah. Added pictures of the High Rock Overlook, which we just looked at, and then I added pictures of the Raven Rock Shelter. Let's check those out. Got 11 pictures. Oh, this is a neat shelter. Wow, check that out. There's your outhouse. That's where you go poop. Got some old dudes just chilling, drying out their gear, just hanging out. You don't have to stay at the shelter. Like with me and Riley, I'm not, I'm not a very social person, to be honest. So if I come walking up on the shelter and there's a bunch of people here, I'm not going to stay at the shelter. We'll just, we can put our tent over here, or you can put your tent fucking anywhere. Or just in the area, and then but knowing that there's other people there, you'll definitely feel safe. You're less likely to like have bear problems, or a problem running into a bear solo and all that. You're with people, so there's nothing wrong with having some people around. See, they got plenty of benches, big old fire pit with a grill, all kinds of trees to hang hammocks. These are at the shelters too. They got things to hang your food, just for bears. When you go to most of these shelters on the AT, it's already got stuff for you to hang your food, so that's pretty cool. I brought a bunch of rope just in case, because sometimes we won't be staying at the shelters. So that's day one. Day one, we're gonna have, the family, we're gonna hang out at High Point for a minute, get some pictures, and then we'll hike at the visitor center, and the family will do a little, like 1 mile, like a total, I think it's like, what, half a mile for the family to hike with us. We'll go to the trailhead and all that. Then we get our gear and start heading to West Virginia. We get the Appalachian Trail Shelter, and as soon as we get near the shelter, we'll just set up a little camp, and eat dinner and get ready for the next day. Good stuff. Then from there, you just kind of like click on here again, right click it, directions from here, and you just start hiking again. Right, pretend it's the next morning. We're just gonna start hiking again. So it looks like we crossed this river right here. When we come to about a mile, we'll wake up, hike to the river. We'll probably just do breakfast at the river, to be honest, since we'll have all that water. But we're gonna hike to the creek where we can just hang out for the day, do some activities, some fishing, some swimming. Right, just chill out and keep hiking. Hiking. Following the AT. 3.8 miles so far. But there's a shelter, so we're coming up on Cobalt Shelter. Alright, now when it does that, just take one of these dots and drag it back to the trail. You're like, no, Google. We're hiking the trail, buddy. We're hiking the trail, buddy. We're gonna come into the shelter now. So we're at, what's that, 4.7 miles on the shelter. That's close. So we'll be hiking approximately 4.8 miles total and set up camp around this shelter. And then I added a link to the shelter and whatnot. Check out some pictures. 28 pictures of this one. I guess it's closer to the road. So it's got a double bunk. Just enough to keep you out of the rain or snow. Pretty neat. Nice fire ring on the outside, picnic table, big old log for a bench. Chilling. Nice little view when you wake up over the hills. Oh, they actually got like a tent pad or two. That's pretty neat. And that guy basically claimed the shelter. Well, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Is that a stray cat or somebody's cat? Is that somebody's cat or is that a stray cat? What the fuck? Cat chilling in the woods. Place looks cool. Oh, so there's water right near it. I can only imagine there's water all over this. That cat in here. Some boy just chilling, doing some homework. Alright. I think I'll set up camp here for the second night, huh? Sounds about right. So far it's like 9.3 miles. We've been chilling. Day 3. Check it out. Day 3, it looks like I already said we're going to be hiking approximately 6.6 miles to Annapolis Rock. Then we're going to continue a little bit, about 0.4 miles in the South Park, and set up camp for the night. Now the reason I have to set up camp, we have to stealth camp this night. Because I got the little one. So this is going to be about a 5-mile day, and that's going to be pushing the little one. Maybe not though. We did 4-mile hike the other day, and she was perfectly fine. We definitely could have took a break and walked another couple miles. But anyway, just to keep it safe, so there's no problems. What's going on? Alright, directions from here, the directions from the shelter, and we're going to keep hiking the trail, right? And I'll get to show you what I was talking about. So the next shelter is going to be way too far away. Like, even I don't want to hike it. I'm like, alright, I don't know if I'll make it that day. I don't know if I can physically do it yet. We come up to this Pogo campground, right? And we could stay at Pogo, but I want to see Annapolis Rock. And it's really close. And I don't want to hike to Annapolis Rock and then hike back. And I don't want to just walk, 4 miles in the morning and then be done all day and stay at Pogo. We're going to hike past Pogo, and we're going to hike about 6 miles to Annapolis Rock. That's going to be a long day. I mean, we'll stop and have lunch and stuff, so we'll hike about 3 miles, stop, have lunch, hike another 3 miles out. So it won't be too bad. We'll get to Annapolis Rock, and I don't want to backtrack to go all the way back to Pogo campsite. And the problem is the next shelter is really far. Right, and I also want to see this Washington Monument. So, what we're going to do and hopefully we can make it work, is we're gonna go visit Annapolis Rock. And now I'm looking at pictures, you know, 500 pictures of Annapolis Rock, right? I was looking at this picture, and so the trail goes past it. Right, hold on, Annapolis Rock. Alright, so Annapolis Rock, yeah, it's on the right. When you look at this picture, the trail comes down here, right past, right? And then there's another, you know, obviously there's a side trail that comes up the side of the hill around to see Annapolis Rock. So what I'm thinking is I'll be able to just camp in the woods down here. We'll just stealth camp down here somewhere. Don't need like a big fire that night or anything. Make our little stove, cook our food, and go to sleep when it gets dark. Because we'll hang out up here, just chilling. Yeah, so then we're gonna chill at Annapolis Rock and then hike another couple feet down here somewhere and camp while we're still in the state park. Just camp here. And now this is where I'm getting the permit for, right? Because that's where comes a time where if the local rangers came up on kids just chilling there and they're like, what's going on? Well, I mean, of course this is a grown man and his fucking daughter, so it's kind of a different story. But if you're just kind of camping in the woods in a state park randomly, like, what's going on? But if I have a permit, section hiking the AT, they're like, oh man, that's cool, and they start asking you stories and all that shit. Anyway, we'll be hiking past, we'll be camping around here somewhere, and all that. So that was the plan. We're going to continue hiking about 0.4 miles in the South Mountain State Park for the night and camp about a mile north of the parking lot. So I added directions to this parking lot. Here's the parking lot. We'll be camping around here somewhere. And then, yeah. So, you got all the pictures there too. 15.9 total miles so far. And then, this is where it's going to be interesting. So we got day 4 and 5. I'm going to be taking a 0 day here, mainly because this place has power, and I'll be able to recharge my phone. So I'll have, you know, day 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 days recording videos and all that with what I have, and then the morning of day 4. And you never know if the battery dies out or not. So, directions from here. That's where we're going to start hiking. We're hiking. We're hiking about 5 miles to this Washington Monument. Right? We're doing about 5 miles to the monument. Hang out at the monument for a while, and then another 2 miles to the campground. So we already looked at these pictures, the monument and whatnot. Fort Necessity Shelter sounds pretty neat, but like in a field, in a park, also a parking lot. I think that's just like one of those lunch shelters or something. Not exactly sure that's one of those camping spots. Or maybe it is, if you have an Appalachian Trail permit. Shelter use by permit only. Flyer at park office. Okay, no, it's just some pavilion, right, for like a birthday party or something, probably. I don't know. I'm gonna skip out on all that. We're going free! We'll be hiking down to Del Green Backpacker Campground, which we already looked at as well. Cool stuff. I have that mapped out, and then I'll be staying there for 2 nights. We'll be taking a 0. I can stay there for 2 nights, and then recharge, you know, make sure my phone's fully recharged. Well, both phones. I'll have 2 phones on me. I want to make sure both phones are fully recharged, and I'll also be able to make sure my battery pack is fully charged, which is going to give me a couple more charges on the other phone. The reason we're going to take a 0, and we're going to spend 2 days there, a little more than 48 hours actually, is to give myself time to get everything charged up, just in case it's busy and there's a lot of other people. I don't want to just sit there for like 6 hours like, no, this is my fucking outlet, bitch. You know? I'll fucking let everybody else do that shit, and I'll go over there in the middle of the night and charge my shit overnight or something. I was also thinking about bringing a little power strip, I'm not gonna lie. Like a small power strip, especially since I'm not doing like a big hike, like, you know, trying to hit 30 miles a day and shit. A little bit of weight isn't gonna hurt me if I'm only doing 5 miles a day for a week. I was thinking about bringing a power strip, and then possibly just leave it at the campground. You know? Like one of the, like a long one with a lot of outlets, so I can plug it into the one outlet, and then people could plug multiple phones into it. Unless there was already one there, I don't know. I've never been there. I feel like it would be a good thing, like it would help. Of course, I'm not like trying to like litter or leave stuff there, but I mean, I feel like that would be kind of cool. Especially one of those industrial, you can get them for like $10 on Amazon, where it's like 10 outlets. I don't know, if you check it out. Find out. Anyway, so we just chilling there, and then we're going to, oops, that's day 4 and 5, and then we're going to go to Cramping Gap Shelter. Cramping Gap. Boom. There's Cramping Gap Shelter. This is where you could stay at this campground, which would have more, you know, you could probably charge your phone again there probably. But we're going free. 4. We'll stay at or around the shelter, depending on how populated it is. There's a lot of thru hikers there or something, giving them their room to do their thing. But yeah, the place looks cool. Right on. And then this is going to be the second night that we not cowboy camp. So that's day 6. We're gonna stay at that shelter. It's like 30 miles so far. Now day 7 is we're gonna go 6 miles to Weaverton Cliffs. And this is where it gets kind of sketchy. This is the night I'm kind of like worried about a little bit, because there's no shelters within a while. Now if you had like Gut Hook app that shows you that where was it exactly? So right here, if you went to the end of Clark Road, there's a campground right here. But that's money, right? Google's showing you all the free shit. Well, this is it. This is the hostel and campground. Never mind. It was this road. I think it's this house right here. This exact house. Alright, well, I guess it's this house. I thought it was the other. Yeah, so I mean, you could stay at these people's house. 2 guests, free breakfast, Wi-Fi, all that. $50. $50, me and Ryan could just stay here for the night instead. That's expensive though, man. I mean, it's really not expensive. Especially since you're staying in somebody's house, they're gonna cook you breakfast and shit. 3 guests and all that. And we do have Wi-Fi, I think upload videos, virtual phones. These guys are like big, you know, they help people on the Appalachian Trail and whatnot. These 2 folks, they love hikers. Damn, I'm making some badass pancakes, man. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe it is worth it. Do a shower, charge your phone, play some Wi-Fi games. This motherfucker has a soda machine. Well, how much is the tent? Oh, this is like, is this inside? Right, $50 to stay inside one of those bunk beds, right? How much is it to just stay at the outside? I don't see a website. Oh, there's a phone. I could call them. So you just call them and ask them, like, hey, I'm planning I'll be hiking past there in May, and I was wondering if you guys, have like tent site. Like, I don't necessarily want to stay in your house. I just want to come to your yard and throw a tent up and leave in the morning. Or my plan was to just, oops, I went way too far. Yes, that's there. My plan was just to camp in the woods up here at Weaverton Cliffs. We'll come check out the cliffs, and then we'll backtrack a little bit, and then we'll wake up in the morning, and we'll do the hike. We'll hike on down, and hike along the Potomac, across the Potomac, in the Harper's Ferry, and get picked up. That's the last day, so we'll stay on top of the cliffs. So before going down, we'll stay on top of the hill. We'll come check out the cliffs for the day, have lunch, blah 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 blah, and hike on back into the woods somewhere. Fucking set up camp, dude. My plan. And then day 8, hike approximately 4 miles to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Have a fun day with the family in Harper's Ferry before heading home. 40.6 total miles hiked. Oh yeah, bro. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm hyped. Sweet. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be doing, what was the website called? Camping on the Appalachian Trail. Whether you're pitched a tent in a designated campsite or you just first camping, minimize your impacts and learn the camping regulations and safety. Backcountry camping is available at about 100 designated campsites and is also allowed in the immediate vicinity of most of the 250 shelters along the trail. Since almost all shelters are available on a first-come, first-served basis, you cannot count on space. The distance between shelters and campsites varies significantly, so it is important to always carry a map. Guidebooks and apps may also list overnight sites. Designated campsites along the AT are usually very simple. They have relatively flat areas where you can pitch a tent or other portable shelter. In a few areas, especially in very steep terrain in New Hampshire, wooden platforms may be provided. A natural water source such as spring or creek is usually nearby. Unlike shelter sites, these sites seldom have privies. Info about how to properly dispose of waste can be found here. First camping is allowed in some areas, especially along portions of the southern third of the AT, which means you can legally choose your own campsite. This is sometimes called stealth camping. However, hikers are always encouraged to use designated sites, as using these will have fewer impacts on vegetation and wildlife habitat and will keep the trail corridor looking very smooth and pristine. Pitch tents on durable surfaces like rock, soil, and grass, out of sight of the trail and at least 200 feet from water. Follows special camping and campfire regulations per day. Backpacking hammocks. have emerged as other increasingly popular options for camping overnight in the backcountry. In theory, these can, however, be more flexible in choosing a site, and be low impact on areas when dispersed camping is allowed. However, in more typical scenarios of a designed shelter site or campsite, it may actually be harder to find a spot where suitable trees have spaced the right distance apart. Hikers using hammocks and designated overnight sites should hang their hammocks in areas already bare of vegetation. Hazard trees. Due to increasing number of extreme weather events and invasive pests that damage or kill trees, be very careful when choosing places to camp, including at or in shelters. Look up and around full tree length, blah blah blah. Yes. Fire safety. For as long as there's been camping, there's been campfires, not only for warmth, lighting, and cooking, but also for group bonding, storytelling, and other social activities. However, campfires are not built or cared for properly can cause devastating wildfires that may impact the landscape in decades. Before setting up camp, know how to build campfires responsibly. Camp campfires small, burn only small pieces of wood gathered from the surrounding environment. Use the hatchets and access to the home. Only existing fire breaks. Use camp stoves for cooking. Self-camping means leave no impact on the environment. Between the campfires, do not burn trash. Cause permanent damage to the environment, release chemicals into the nearby water source. Be aware of dry conditions. Alright. Anyway. Where was the... Oh, they're trying to sell it to you. 40 bucks for a map, PA Appalachian Trail. No way, dude. $12 for the Maryland map. Fuck. Can I just print this? Yeah, we don't need all. I don't remember how to fucking get to where I was at yesterday. National Park Service. Found it. atcamp.org. Nope, that's not the one. There it is. atcamp.org. AT section hiker. We're going southbound, and there's 2 of us. Maryland. Start by entering your start point, then enter the rest of your itinerary. What is that? Be as accurate as you can with the dates and areas for your trip and summit things. Alright, so I'm starting in Penmar Park. There it is. Alright, so my starting hike is at Penmore Park, Maryland section, where we staying the first night. The night 1, I was staying at Rock Raven Appalachian Shelter. There it is, Rock Raven. Alright, we're gonna add that. So day 2, we're gonna stay at Kowal Shelter. I feel like it's behind here. There it is. Should let you zoom in on that. We're gonna add it. Alright, so start hike at Penmar Station. Night 1 we stay at Raven Rock. Night 2 is at the shelter. Night 3 is in the mountains near Annapolis Rock. And then night 4 and 5 is at the Del Green Campground. That's night 1, 2, 3. Here's night 4. It's Rocky Run. Hampton Gap. Del Green. There it is. We're staying at Del Green this night, and then we're going to be adding a 0 day. We're chilling here for 2 days. And then night 6, Crampton Gap Shelter. So there's Crampton Gap. And then we're staying around Weaverton Cliffs. So I'm not sure if they're gonna let me say I'm staying there. Hold on. Oh no! Oh yes, it's still there. Holy shit. Oh, it's an end date. I didn't know there was a shelter right there. I'm actually just gonna say I'm staying at Ed Garvey, but this is where we're gonna stealth camp. Ed Garvey, and then our end location is at Harper's Ferry. Add it up. Let's see, we got night 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we leave on day 8. Hell yeah. Let's check it. Penmore Park to Raven Rock. Then we're going to go from Raven Rock to Ensign Cowall Shelter. From there to Annapolis Rock. From Annapolis Rock to Del Green. Stay there for a day or two. Jesus, my earballs. Then we'll have another 0 day, and then we'll go to Crampton Gap, at Garvey, and Harper's Ferry. Alright. Continue with registration. Alright, now you want a bunch of personal stuff. Oh. I'd like to receive, blah blah blah. Alright, let me put that over here. I can fill that out. So that's it. So I'll get to print my registration. If there's any problems, if I run into the law, I can be like, yo, I got my papers, bro. Got my papers, bro. But I guess that's it. That was easy. I guess that won't be much of a YouTube video, huh? I planned on cutting this up to make a video on like how to do that, but I guess that's just way too easy. But that's it. So between like Facebook and YouTube, we're getting a couple questions about like how you're gonna charge your phone. Do you have protection against bears? You know, what are you gonna do here and there for food? Hey, what are you carrying? You know, what's in my pack? So I think the next video or two is gonna be I'm gonna have a video going over all the food that we have packed. We already have the food packed up. I'm gonna go over another video about what's all in my pack, and then just another one going over a couple things we got, like how we're gonna charge the phones and all that, and bear stuff. Other than that, you guys take care of yourselves, stay awesome, and go get back outside.